What is the time complexity of the quicksort?
N log n.
So the time complexity of quicksort is n log n. That is perfect. But is it what will be the time complexity in the worst case for the quicksort?
A few moments later.
So basically, on a high level, just like the merge sort, I'll write the high level algorithm of the quicksort. So first thing is that okay. So basically, the very idea of the quicksort is that we have to find the pivot point. Now, again, as I said in the merge sort, the merge part is very important. Similarly, in the quicksort, the thing that we need to learn is that how do we find the pivot point? So the finding a pivot point is very important in the case of the quicksort. People will ask you questions which will be based on finding the pivot point, and you will be using it to solve multiple numerous questions. So please look very seriously at how do you find the pivot point. Before finding the pivot point, we should understand what is a pivot point. So pivot point is a point in an array. To the left of it, everything will be lower than it, and to the right of it, everything will be greater than it. This is the definition of the pivot point. A pivot point is a point in an array. To the left of it, every element will be smaller than it. May not be in a sorted order. Sorting is not guaranteed. The only thing that is guaranteed in a pivot point is that if x is my pivot point, all the elements to the left of x will be smaller than it, and all the elements to the right of it will be larger than it. This is the meaning of the pivot point, right? So first of all, we have to find the pivot point. And once we know the pivot point, we recursively call the quicksort to the left part of the pivot point and recursively call the right point of the pivot point. So if I have to write the code, it should something look like this. So public and we first find the pivot point. And we just simply call the quicksort on the left of the So this is on high level the algorithm of the quicksorters, and the key point here is to the logic that you write inside the find pivot point. So you have to find the find pivot point. Pivot index is the index. To the left of it, every element will be lesser than it, and to the right of it, every element will be the greater than it, right? And then I recursively call the quicksort on the left part and the right part. Again, the key point here is to understand the meaning of the method definition. The definition is the quicksort, which says that if you give me an array, if you give me the left and the right pointers, or left or right index, I will sort the array between the left and the right. This is what the definition says. So what I do is that first of all I divide into the two parts. In two parts are that the left part is all elements smaller than the pivot, and the right part all elements greater than the pivot. And then I call this function recursively to sort both the left part and the left part. So since left part is lesser than the pivot, so if it gets sorted, the right part is all greater than the pivot index. So when I sort this, the whole array itself gets sorted because the left part was already smaller than the pivot point and right point is already larger than the pivot point. So I only need to sort the left part and the right part, and the whole array will automatically get sorted. So this average time complexity is n log n, but in the case of the worst case, the time complexity goes down to n square. Can you tell me what is that use case? What is the scenario? What is the worst case for the quicksort when the time complexity can go into n?
The maximum element is at the first position.
You're somehow right. Basically, if we have a array in the completely descending order. So suppose I have an array like this. If I have an array like this and the array is totally in a descending order, so basically when we do a quicksort, in that case this pivot index will become the last, this one, like this. It will go like this. It will not get divided into the two halves, rather it will be unbalanced, like one will be n minus 1 and another will be 1, because of this kind of situation, this kind of array. So in that case, since it's not getting divided into the two halves every time, so this will also take linear time, and this quicksort will be also called linear time. So the total time complexity will become n square in that case, right? There are few more sorting algorithm left. So what I want you guys to is that apart from that, try to look around what is count sort, which is important. So basically in the next session, I'll try to go over the seed one of the sorting algorithm. Please, if you have not tried yet, please try to attempt those questions. I don't want you to solve it. If you are able to solve it, then that is great. I'll be more than happy. But even if it is not, that is not a problem at all. And it's not of a much concern as of now because you are just getting started. And it's very normal that you are not able to solve the problems. So this ability to solve the problem will improve over a period of time. So I'm not worried about that at all. And trust me, if you just follow this path and you do this things one by one, step by step, very soon you will realize that your problem solving skills has improved. So don't worry on that if you're not able to solve it. But the only thing that I request you guys to do is that do a sincere try. Please do try a question. Try to fight with the question. If you're not able to solve the question, don't skip it. Try to fight it. Try to think of the ways to solve it. Try to think of the different approaches. Jot it down. Okay, I have thought about these things about this particular problem. Given a problem, always try to solve it in the multiple ways. At least two ways you should definitely try. One is the iterative, another one is the recursive. At least two ways you should be able to solve every problem. At least two ways you should be knowing that how to solve that particular problem is. Okay. Said that, this is what I'm thinking.